I think if I want my camera to be in line with my eyes, I have to just sit like this. It's very comfortable. Hello and welcome to an emergency repot with me. It is an emergency because it is an emergency video. I did have something else planned for Halloween, but as you can guess, that didn't really work out. So instead, I will repot 2 plants today, which is something that I needed to do possibly in March. It's way overdue. None of them are Hoyas. One of them is my philodendron burly marks here, and the other one is off camera here. I don't even know where it is. If you also have some plants that you need to repot, go ahead, go grab them, and I will patiently wait for you here. Okay, you need to hurry up a bit. I can't wait that long. We will begin with my burly marks, which is stuck in this pot. I use this as a cover pot, kinda. I think it's time to repot it. What's the white thing? Oh wow, those are all the roots. Okay, we do have quite a bit of roots here going on. Oh, please do not break. I'm gonna try not to move this plant a lot because I'm afraid it might snap, and I'm also gonna spill some soil, but he's quite big, as you can see. And I actually cut this plant back in spring, I think. It grew even faster, so yeah. It needs to get a bigger pot, and I initially thought I'm gonna go with a very large pot, so I grabbed one of these, but it ain't that much bigger. I mean, it's just the right size for it. I wish actually I could find some larger pot for this plant because I kind of don't want to repot it again. It is also going to go in this cover pot, so I think, yeah, it will sit nicely there. I don't know where to put this. Just put it back. I wanted to get a moss pole for it, even though I absolutely hate moss poles, but they were out of moss poles, so I went with bamboo sticks. It's a very weird plant. The growth pattern on this plant is just not very typical. This is actually one plant, but you can see it did branch out, and we have at least 3 vines, 3 branches, but it's also doing a very weird thing here, which I'm not sure if you can see. This is typical for burly marks, but it's very, very strange. I will attempt to tame it, and I will most likely fail, but that is okay. It's important to try. You know when you're a kid and when you are in a game, they tell you it's not important to win, it's most important to participate. That is what we're gonna do today. We will participate, but we may not win. I have here my typical potting mix that I will use for aeroids. And what I do is I mix equal parts of cocoa peat and perlite. And if I'm going to pot a plant that is very small, like if it's a small cutting that's just rooted, I will stop there. So I will just use half and half of cocoa peat and perlite. I will use that for small Hoyas sometimes. If I'm going with something larger, in plant terms, if I'm going to pot a big plant, then I will add a whole lot of bark in there as well, because those plants can take it. I used a similar mix before for my Hoyas, but I would add even more bark. Nowadays I use either leca and semi-hydro, or I use moss and bark. Depends what I have on hand. Do I want to pull it out of the pot first? No. So my Halloween video. I found this very interesting book about plant lore. I think it's called Plant Lore and Lyrics. And it talks about different types of, not house plants, it talks about generally plants in nature and what people used to believe they were good for. There is a chapter, entire chapter dedicated to witches, and then there is devil's plants as well. And let me tell you, every fruit tree is a devil's plant. Once it stops bearing fruit, it is because of the demons. Let's just take a look at plants of the devil. Certain trees are especially affected by these aerial demons. These are the fig. Well, no wonder your Ficus lyrata keeps dying. Also, I have 6 fig trees in my yard, so it will be very lovely to walk there at night. I will definitely not think there are demons. The walnut, the wild plum, the mulberry, the sycamore, the willow, and in general, all fruit trees. But especially the cherry. So, you know, stay away from all the fruit trees if possible. Just devil trees. Oh, I see. This refers to old trees and trees that cease to bear fruit. That's very nice. This lovely tree that you have that stops bearing fruit because of the age, you just go and say, "Oh, the devil has you now," and you cut it down. Do the demons escape the tree when you cut it down in that case? Like, where do the demons go? Anyways, that's certainly not where we are going today, and I certainly do not know where we are. I found that pretty interesting. I wanted to make a video out of that, but I really wasn't having a great day yesterday, and the cars were annoying me that constantly pass by, and they're not doing a much better job today either, so. But, you know, I just decided to do Repot with me, and then maybe in a future video we can do plant lore. I think it would be a fun topic to explore. I do not know where to grab this plant because everywhere is a growth point. Okay, I don't think I need to add more potting mix, so now it's time to attempt to take this out of the pot without breaking anything. Yeah, this plant is stuck in the pot. Well, I'm just gonna keep squeezing it, but these roots are pretty much stuck in there. Unforeseen complications. I don't want to break these roots. Come on. Excellent. I am going to try to untangle the roots a bit, which is proving to be, again, very difficult. Things don't want to cooperate with me today. That's fine. I'm not mad. When you have a root-bout plant, it's usually good to untangle the roots so they can continue to grow normally. At least that's what I learned years and years and years ago when there was no plant tube and you only could learn from books. They always said that it is a good idea to untangle the roots so they could continue to grow as they are supposed to. And I think I'm gonna be done here because honestly, we're making a mess and I think that's untangled enough. Okay. Hello. I'm gonna put the plant in the pot. He needs to chill down a bit because I need to organize myself. I need a strategy. By the way, I use this fertilizer, this slow release fertilizer in the pots for some of my philodendrons, and then I will feed them weekly as well with a week dose of fertilizer, and honestly I had no issues. This philodendron had that and it's doing well. So I'm gonna continue to do that, and I know it says it's for bushes, but I look at the nutrient proportions. Okay, oh no. Is that too much of the potting mix? It's a bit too much. Okie dokie, you still cannot absolutely see me, but that's fine. You can see the plant. I'm going to put this bamboo stake here in hopes that this plant will be tamed. It's not the straightest, but here. I think I'm gonna use another one because I see 2 growth points. We have like 2 really big growth points, so I'm gonna use another stake. For anyone getting burly marks, just know that this plant does grow like crazy. They look very lovely on photos. When you see like a grown specimen, they look amazing. It's growing a bit bigger than I imagined. It's growing also much faster than I imagined, so that's something to account for. I'm gonna continue adding the soil or the potting mix. Now, come on. Behave! Now this isn't the plant that worries me. My raphidophora is worrisome, you will see it. It's not gonna be pretty. It's still a bit crooked, but as I said, today is not really about winning. It's about participating, and we have participated. This was something that needed to be done a long time ago, and now it is done. I'm going to put it in the cover pot and water it one day. Had to go all the way back, and now I'm shouting, but this is the burly marks. The leaves that regular burly marks grows appear to me to be definitely much bigger than the variegated version. I do have a variegated version as well, hold on. This is my variegated one, and it also has that crazy growth pattern, structure, whatever, but the leaves are smaller. It's a smaller plant, of course, but even when the green one was smaller, the leaves were bigger, and this one also seems to be more compact than the greener version. And you can see, like, when this one pushes out a green leaf, it's much bigger. Now for the plant number 2, it's my Raphidophora decursiva, and we got some issues. So you can't really see her. She's a bit unstable. If I let her go, she falls. So this is what it looks like. And it's a lovely plant, grown quite a bit. It also attached to this moss ball, so that's not going anywhere. But the issue is some of the roots have been sitting in water for a very long time, and it's a situation. I'm gonna try to cut this barrier, and then I will have to cut the pot, which is unfortunate. I feel this is not gonna be easy. I don't know why. I think this pot is also a bit small for this plant. What do you think? Is it too small? A bit on the small side. And my camera battery is empty, which is something that I don't need right now. How am I gonna deal with that? How am I gonna deal with this? The battery is changed, and I'm gonna use my friend's scissors that my friend forgot here to try to cut this plastic away from the roots. Now, in my mind, this is going to be a simple task. Okay, that's great because I can still use this. The issue with this plant is that it was underwatered and overwatered many times. That's why some of the tips of the roots died back. I think there is really no way around it. I have to cut the pot. Postponing it will surely not get me there. Oh, these are great scissors. You know my friend is watching. Lovely scissors, need to get myself a pair of these. Always make sure to cut towards yourself. That's a great idea, Miro. This is not going according to the plan at all. Not that we had a plan. We are getting somewhere. Well, okay. I hope that was enough of cut. I forgot I have this one. I mean, since I'm cutting the pot, I might as well cut around that root. Okay, what's holding you back right now? There's no reason. There's another one? I don't think I can reuse this. Yeah, it's definitely root bound, and I don't really know if I can even untangle these roots. I'm going to try, but I think this plant will definitely appreciate a larger pot. The potting mix is also, it has lost a lot of its quality. I think this has been in this pot for, I mean, I want to say 1 year, but it's not. It's a very slow grower though. I don't know how many of you have Raphidophora decursiva, but it's not really a fast grower. It puts out 1 or 2 leaves, for me at least, inside in indoor conditions. But it's a beautiful plant. I absolutely love palmate shaped leaves. It's actually getting quite popular now, this plant. I have seen it being sold. Oh, I broke away that root. Well, as you can see, all of this is healthy. Some tips are a bit damaged, but most of this root is healthy. The time has come to abandon the shovel. Is this enough of the potting mix? Yep. A bit of a slow release fertilizer, and we can return to our... No, I'm not gonna return to the shovel. Let's keep it real. I really do hope this plant becomes stable after this, because again, it was tipping over like crazy. One of the leaves got broken because of that, which is unfortunate because it doesn't grow many of them. I love Raphidophoras, and I don't think you have seen all of them. You saw my tetrasperma, which is the back. It's getting quite big. We don't know what we're gonna do with that. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. Or we will jump off it, I don't know. But I do have, I think, 3 more Raphidophoras, which are the Cryptantha, no, actually I have 4. The silver one, they just call it Raphidophora silver. I have Cryptantha, and Courthalsey. I do love those because they are shingling ones. They all look very different. Love them for that. But I especially like this one because of the palmate shaped leaves, of course. I also do need to take care of the other Raphidophoras, but as I said, today is not the day. We're not winning today. We are just participating. And this is how the plant looks like now. So it's a lovely plant. I have potting mix all over myself. It does need a bit of a shower, but we will take care of that right after this video, won't we? We probably won't. That is all for today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Next week there will be a Hoya video, so stay tuned for that. It will be very exciting. I do not know why the accent change happened. Happy Halloween. I hope that you found a costume to wear. I don't really do Halloween, but I am definitely going to be watching horror movies. Actually, I just saw The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, last night. It wasn't as scary as the other ones. I love horror movies, by the way, so I'm definitely gonna make Betsy watch it with me, or someone. I want someone to be terrified as much as I am going to be. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. In one of the corners, you will see, it's very clear, it says subscribe. That's it. See you next week for a much better video, and I will pretend that I don't have anything else to repot. And I do have a lot. They're just screaming, what about me? I need to go and make pasta now. If I have potting mix on my nose, it's because I've been scratching my nose and my face with my hands, so should wear gloves. It wouldn't really help though. Okay, bye! Agnes Castus, if carried in the hand, will prevent weariness and when placed in bed preserves chastity. Henbane laid between the sheets also preserves chastity. And will besides kill fleas, so if you want to prevent chastity, or preserve, you're not preventing. Or preserving chastity, I'm sorry, we're preserving chastity. If you want to preserve your chastity and kill the fleas, henbane. I wonder if it works with spider mites. If it kills fleas, right? I would like to say a massive thank you to my $5 patrons. One anonymous patron, Betsy Begonia, Bonnie Harris, Carrie, Danube Daniels, Hoyas and Whatnots, Kelsey Jager, Kristen Sherwood, Mars B, Martina, Alif Per Day, Melissa Walker, Nicole Ferranti, PJ, Rachel Colette Conroy, Robin L. Jennings, Spinach Geek, Stephanie H2O, Tanya, TJWO, Vicky Dingler, and Zlakobny Pony. Also a big thank you to my $3 patrons, Angelina Farnan, April Arroyo, Brianna Phillips, Catherine G, Jerry's Garden, Lisa Helling, Lori Murphy, Morgan Kennedy, Nikki, and Ringlov. And a thank you to my $1 patrons, Caroline Dinsla, Jacinta, and Tiago Pedroso. Thank you all so much for your wonderful support.